The Dave Matthews Band for receiving 2 Grammy nominations, including their first Album of the Year nomination for the Big Whiskey and the Gru Grux King, as we welcome everybody back to the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship on ABC with Kirk Herbstreit and Lisa Salters. I'm Brent Musburger. Very low-scoring first half. Colt McCoy limbering up. The Longhorns lead Nebraska 7-6. And Herbie, Nebraska had 10 offensive plays in the second quarter for -1 yard. Now, what can they do to change things here a little bit?
Well, you have to try to mix in some play-action passes. Otherwise, Texas is just going to load up because really both offenses struggled. Colt McCoy couldn't get into any rhythm at all. 2 interceptions eventually led to 6 points for Nebraska. Nebraska really had their way with Texas defensively, but eventually Texas caught a break, got great field position, and eventually got the touchdown to give them the lead. But neither offense right now has much footing, and I think you're going to see, I've talked about it at the end of the first half, I think Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator from Texas, will continue to run the ball, and I think they're going to try to get the ball downfield to their outside receivers, Malcolm Williams and James Kirkendall, which if they can execute that, it can open up the middle of the field.
So Nebraska receives to start the second half. Tucker will kick it away. Paul and Marlowe are back deep. Marlowe runs up to the 5-yard line. Marlowe down at the 23-yard line, and let's check in down below with Lisa.
Well, Brent, Herbie, remember early in the season, Colt McCoy was pressing, and he spoke to me about that earlier this week. He said, you know what, I felt a lot of pressure. I came back for my senior year. I was the runner-up for the Heisman. I tried to do everything perfectly, and I just couldn't do it. Well, I started to wonder, perhaps the entire team, not just McCoy, was pressing tonight, knowing what's at stake. Mac Brown said to me just at the half, that's exactly what's going on. He said the second quarter we settled down a bit, but we were way too tight that first half.
Interesting.
Zach Lee starts it off, and here's Hellu. Hellu has the longest play from scrimmage, and that was a 7-yard run, and that was their first offensive play of the game. So Hellu behind the left side of the line with a good-looking run here to start the second half.
Brent, it's sad when a 6-yard gain, and you and I are high-fiving up here saying, uh-oh, now we go. Now we're executing Nebraska. But a big block that time by Ben Cotton to tie it in, and the left tackle, Mike Smith. Good job sustaining the blocks and finally giving Hellu a little bit of room to work with.
Zach Lee was only 2 of 10 for 8 yards in that first half. Both quarterbacks threw 2 interceptions apiece. Hellu is right behind him. Kenny is spread out to the left to the bottom of your screen here on 2nd down and 4. Hellu on a cutback, and it'll be 3rd down and short as Lamar Houston makes the stop, and we take a peek at the Pacific Life game summary.
We've talked a lot in this first half about how the offenses have struggled, and the numbers do not lie. The sacks by Nebraska, they've really put a lot of pressure on Colt McCoy. That'll have to continue. But at least they're in a position here. Brent, you talked about it, 3rd and short, and how with this offense, how important that is for them to try to maybe build a little continuity and try to sustain a drive.
They call a timeout. The clock was winding down on them, and they were forced to call a timeout on a 3rd and 1.
Well, has had 8 third down opportunities and only able to convert 1 so far.
Option look. Lee's going to keep it. Barges toward that first down.
The spot looks a little bit short there. He's trying to eventually just stretch the play and then follow Mike Smith, 65, and be able to pick up a first down, but he's about a yard short, half a yard to a yard short. It's tough to get wide against the speed of this Texas defense.
Alex Henry and Bozan punted. Let's go.
The 13-29. 13-29, please.
I think Bo just as soon would like to see his defense on the field the way they're playing. It's almost as if they're playing with a better chance of scoring than the Nebraska offense is.
There's a little bit of an exchange over there on the far side between Bo and Zach. There is a freshman quarterback behind Zach who has played this year. He started 2 games. Cody Green. He's out of Dayton, Texas. And Shipley will let this one go out of bounds, and we'll see how far up the line they're going to come, and they're going to mark it right about the 36-yard line. That's only a 31-yard punt. Colt McCoy and the Longhorns will have an opportunity when we come back. So Texas first possession here of the second half, leading Nebraska 7-6 in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Texas win would send them into the BCS championship game against Alabama. A Nebraska win would spell BCS chaos. First down and 10. McCoy steps off to the left. There's a penalty flag thrown on this play. Shipley battles for a first down, but the umpire threw it immediately.
Where he threw it, either a chop block or a hold against Texas. Remember, they called a chop block earlier.
Personal foul, chop block, offense number 71. 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's his second. Chris Hall.
Chris Hall attempting to get out to Ndamukong Suh. Again, very first play of the game, the center just moving off to his right, trying to get to Suh, in the attempt there. What the umpire right away came up with and called. Did make contact on his right knee, didn't take him down.
You're right, Herbie. Their defense does produce more yardage.
I think they have a better chance of scoring with Suh and the boys out there.
First down and 25. Here's the handoff. Newton trying to stretch the defense. And, you know, I alluded to the fact that the black shirts, and that goes way back to Coach Charlie McBride, who rewarded defensive stars with black shirts that would show up at practice with a black T-shirt on. And so ever since McBride started that tradition at Nebraska, the defense has been known as the black shirts throughout college football. And this would make Coach McBride and Coach Osborne and everybody else who's come to that great program very proud the way they have played here tonight. They have been awesome. Second down and 23, and McCoy back, going to throw, has to take off. Receivers were covered, and he is thrown down by Ndamukong Suh. Ndamukong is dominating. Wow.
Get great coverage here by this Nebraska defense. Amu Kamara, the defensive corner here, 21, sitting right on Malcolm Williams. That's exactly where Colt McCoy wanted to go, but because of the coverage, watch Suh fight through this double team. Chris Hall trying to help out with Michael Huey, actually pushed Huey off of Suh, and then it was a one-on-one battle, which Suh will win every time.
That's 3.5 sacks for Suh. Here comes Newton as on this third down. Texas pick up a few yards and then send the punter into the game. Asante, the safety, over to make the stop. I can see why he's rated #1 on Mel Kiper's big board.
Brent, we came into this game thinking that Colt McCoy had a chance to maybe put an exclamation point on a Heisman campaign, and we've heard all year that if a defensive player should ever win it, Ndamukong Suh should be up there. 3.5 sacks, and he's got a lot of more opportunities tonight.
So now Herbie is putting him in the Heisman conversation.
Might as well.
And Paul is back deep. Tucker booms one. Feels it at the 28-yard line. Slips a tackle. Made the most out of that. Battling for a couple of yards. Boy, I'll tell you, Beavos, come on, lads, come on. This thing's putting me to sleep. Got timeout. Well, they have tours for the public here, and they take groups out at $15 a head, and you should see the number of folks who have gone through. The innards of this stadium are worth seeing, I might add. The best control room I've seen any place short of Cape Canaveral. And a run now is Zach Lease, and chasing him with Sergio Kendall.
Great heads-up play here by Kendall. Finally, we see a play-action pass from Zach Lee, and Will Muschamp having Kendall and this Texas defense dialed in to the potential of that play-action pass being called. They went with a bootleg trying to get Texas out of position, but the Horns all over it, and Kendall chasing down Lee there almost came up with a sack. So that's a play right there that's not going to show up, and some people want to say how come he doesn't have more sacks, but yet he's very effective.
On 2nd and 10, screen incomplete. Hellu, the running back, and Cornhuskers are lucky, Herbie, this one wasn't picked off on the deflection.
Brent, the timing of this is off right away. I mean, Zach Lee didn't even have a chance to set his feet, and then already he's dealing with Ben Alexander, Lamar Houston, and the Texas front in his face. So that play didn't have a chance from the very beginning.
Nebraska is 1 of 9 on 3rd down. Texas D licking its chops. Deflected again, and this one is intercepted. Picked off at the 35 by middle linebacker Roderick Muckleroy. There's a young man who had 17 tackles against Texas A&M, and now he comes up with the 3rd interception against Zach Lee.
Lamar Houston, an outstanding performer this year for Texas. Right there, gets his right paw on the football. 2nd straight deflection for the undersized Zach Lee, and a good awareness and a good job just sitting there reading the quarterback's eyes, spying him, waiting to make a play. The ball goes into the air, and this time Texas capitalizes.
Here's the handoff, and Newton goes for the edge, and he'll be stretched and out of bounds. Amukamara has played very well from that corner position. Not afraid to come up against the run. Has an interception here tonight. But it is 2nd down and 5 coming up. Newton tonight has rushed for 38 yards. McCoy has thrown for 97. Not much doing there. Gomes up again from the secondary.
The versatility.
I see that up on that side.
Yeah, there he is.
Sherrod Harris. That's let me check that. I mean, that's Cody Green is what I mean. I was looking at the Texas youngsters down there. There is Cody starting to loosen up on that sideline.
Talks about how he stepped in middle of the year after the Iowa State game, became the starter as a true freshman. See if he maybe eventually gets into this game.
McCoy is stripped down by Matt O'Hanlon, the senior safety.
O'Hanlon is going to come off right here. Nobody picks him up. They actually show the blitz, and I think the confusion again, they're showing it and then dropping one guy right as the ball is snapped. O'Hanlon has had a great game tonight. Gomes has had a great game. Eric Hagg, Larry Asante, these safeties and their versatility has given this Texas front just a nightmare to deal with because of the different looks that they continue to give them.
On 4th and 17, McCoy and the Horns are not going for, yes they are, pooch punt. Several times he's been able to do that. This one's going to be down inside the 5-yard line. Down at the 1 as Jordan Shipley downs it right there. How's that for field position for Nebraska's offense?
Uh-oh.
New quarterback, Zach Lee, is taken out, and Cody Green, the freshman who grew up about 30 miles north of Dallas in Dayton, Texas. And so you're the quarterback, and there's a penalty flag. So you're the quarterback, and they say, go out and save it for us. And oh, by the way, you're starting back at your home 1-yard line.
Right. Offense, number 81.
Oh, man.
After this is the goal. Still
Now
first
you're
down.
back at your...
Inside your 1-yard line?
Exactly.
All right, Cody, get out there, just like we did in practice. Get it done. We've got 41 yards of offense in 2.5 quarters. Make it happen, kid. Let's go.
Quarterback sneak. battle for a couple of yards.
Well, one thing we know, Cody Green right now has to be able to come in and give this offense a spark. Zach Lee, 2 of 13 before he took a seat next to Sean Watson and Bo Pelini. But, you know, it's not all Zach Lee's fault. I mean, this is an offense that came in knowing that they'd be swimming upstream because they just did not have the ability to throw the football. Very predictable running style of offense. It's the other thing that kind of messes the linemen up, the tight ends, the rhythm of the cadence with a new quarterback coming into the game. 2 of his first 3 plays we've seen legal procedure.
Well, let's see what Sean Watson whistles up here on 3rd and 5 against Will Muschamp's defense. Late substitutions from both sides.
We're either going to see his first pass of the night or a very conservative call, potentially a punt deep in their own territory. Play clock's down to 2.
Got it off. It's going to be a play action from his own end zone. Throws high, almost intercepted. Gideon took a shot at it on the far side. He already has 1 pick here tonight, and Nebraska will punt it away.
A tough deal for Cody Green to deal with. The line actually does a pretty good job off the play action of giving him some time, but he throws this football a little bit too far for the tight end Cotton to be able to handle, and Nebraska very fortunate that Gideon did not come up with his 5th interception of the season.
Jordan Shipley figures to give Texas some excellent field position here against Henry. Working with a short field. So let's go back now to the top of the day. Alabama upsetting number 1. They will play for the BCS championship. Who will play them? If Texas wins, they figure to be invited to the BCS championship in Pasadena. But if Nebraska comes back and wins this, it is going to be a nail biter between TCU and Cincinnati. Remember, TCU is already done with their regular season, unbeaten, and Cincinnati in dramatic fashion rallied to beat Pittsburgh today in a snowstorm in Pittsburgh. An extra point was the difference. Marty Gilliard had 256 return yards for the Bearcats in that game. Now McCoy couldn't find a receiver. He'll throw it away, and it will be 2nd down.
Again, this Nebraska defense, Brett, is doing such a good job of mixing up their looks. They've put in at times 5 defensive backs, sometimes 6 defensive backs, sometimes as many as 7 defensive backs. And when you're asking 7 defensive backs to play on early downs, it requires, again, the versatility to come up and be good in run support and also be able to play man coverage or play in zone and pass coverage.
2nd down, handoff to Newton. 4 or 5 Nebraska defenders there. They pursued under Bo Pelini. You've got 2 of the best defensive coaches working in this game. Bo Pelini, the head coach of Nebraska, and Will Muschamp on the other sideline. Of course, he worked with Nick Saban. Now there is Bo. Bo spent some time in the NFL with 3 teams, including the Green Bay Packers. And he has been the defensive signal caller for a national champion down at LSU. And it is a remarkable defensive turnaround for Nebraska. You can only imagine what this team would be accomplishing if they had a little bit stouter offense. And McCoy got one-on-one. Williams over the top, incomplete. And suddenly it is 4th down again as the defense of Nebraska keeping them right in this football game.
Yeah, the defense has very little margin of error tonight because they're not getting a lot of support. But Texas is in that uncomfortable position where do you go for it? Do you kick the field goal or do you have the pooch punt like we saw last time they had the football from Colt McCoy?
So the defensive personnel has to stay on the field and there's no one back deep. Remember the last punt by McCoy was downed on the 1 and he pooches it again. This one will be down inside the 10, 5. Stop there at the 4-yard line. And now it'll be inside the 5-yard line again.
Texas will play this game all night. I mean, even if they're not getting points, they're just putting this Nebraska offense that at this point has been inept back inside their own 10-yard line, and now they're winning and dictating the field position battle, because there is no way, unless Texas has a mental breakdown, that Nebraska is going to drive over 90 yards and score potentially a touchdown or even get in field goal range.
Zach Lee is back, number 5. Roy Heller is the I-back. And might have been a false start.
And you got the tight end again, Ben Cotton.
False start. Offense, number 81. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
I don't know if that's allowed into the stadium here, but that's the second time to start a drive the last 2 series that Nebraska has had a problem with the snap count, and in both times it's been Ben Cotton out at the tight end position. For an offense that is struggling, the last thing that you can afford to do is start back at now 1st and 15. Now you're inside your 5-yard line.
And another flag. False start.
False start. Offense, number 80. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Ryan Hill, who came on the field.
It's exactly what Bo Pelini cannot imagine. You can't afford to do this. Any offense can't afford to do it. But I mean, look at this. Look at the numbers. 46 yards of total offense. We've got 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Hello to the 4. Matt, come in here from New York and show us some offense, my friend. 50 points, is that what I saw there? And,
I dare to dream.
13 here. And Burkhead.
You know what Nebraska's mission statement is on this drive? Just don't turn the football over. You stay within a point, stay within 1 possession, but just don't self-destruct. Zach Lee, you cannot throw the ball into coverage. Running backs, hold on to the football. Last time they were at 3rd down, young Cody Green was in there. They took a chance and threw the football, and Blake Gideon almost came up with an interception.
Gillian is slotted to the right, and Lee from his own end zone drops it off the middle, complete, but well short of the first down. So on trots Henry again, and his last 3 punts have not been that scintillating. 31, 39, and 31 yards. So Shipley is standing in Nebraska territory right now, as Henry's been unable to boom one here. Trying to get it up in the air and allow coverage to get down. Does just that, and Shipley will fair catch it back on the Texas side of the 50-yard line. Well, we want to thank MetLife for providing today's dramatic coverage. MetLife has the protection you need for the most important ifs in your life. Visit MetLife.com today as you look down on the Cowboys' spectacular new palace. They put about 105,000 in for the Cowboys opener, and I dare say we are close to 80-some here tonight in this spectacular building. At least the fans have been comfortable with the roof and the doors closed. They haven't had much to cheer about on either side offensively, and McCoy takes off and slides safely with the first down.
This is how you attack a defense. It's matching up. Dillard instantly is going to follow the running back Newton. Watch how there's nobody left in the middle of the defense. Makes it easy for Colt.
And they pick up the tempo a little bit, and Sue making a stop. Still another one for Nebraska.
That's what Colt McCoy has to be able to do, Brent, is great recognition and seeing Dillard instantly step out of that boxed area. There's nobody left there to spy on him. He's got to find a crease between his offensive line and, of course, the Nebraska defensive line, and you can pick up yards in a hurry.
2nd and 10. Pressure. Williams had to throw it away. He had no chance. Was that ball catchable?
It sure didn't look like it, but a flag came down. It's like they're going to call pass interference.
Defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty. First down.
I thought McCoy was throwing it away.
Yeah, I think Bo Pelini, you and I, and everybody else watching the game.
Let's watch this. Williams is working.
And he gives up on the play. He's done. How's that pass interference?
I'm second guessing that call.
That's a very questionable call here.
But regardless, it gives the Longhorns a 1st and 10 against Nebraska.
Malcolm Williams wasn't even looking for the football there.
McCoy was under so much heat that time, he just had to get it out of there. And there is a counter step by Newton, and guess what? Did not fool Sue. Took on the counter.
Well, they're trying to take advantage of the defense over pursuing, and Sue's right in the middle here. And watch what he does. You're going to try to come back. You're going to try to take advantage of the defense overflowing. He has such quickness and lateral movement. He comes right back with the running back and wraps him up.
8 tackles, 3.5 sacks. Demonstrating why he certainly is the defensive player of the year in college football. 2nd and 10. McCoy will slap it to Shipley. Sort of that middle screen, unable to bust it. Here comes a 3rd down. Asante, the safety, with the stop.
Asante may have saved not only a 1st down, but even a bigger gain that time. Good job of recognizing Shipley coming from the outside in, just enough there to take down Jordan Shipley and set up this 3rd down. Don't forget McCoy here running the football.
McCoy straight back, waits, now comes back near side, and that one not out of bounds. Williams again the intended target. Mukamara is holding up on that corner. Denard has certainly not been tested nearly as much as Prince has been.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It seems like they've gone all night after Mukamara. 15 Denard on the other side hasn't had to hold up much at all. McCoy throwing the football to his right most of the evening.
So here's Hunter Lawrence. Shipley is his holder. .39-yarder is good. A 4-point lead for Texas.
Live the dream.
Our attendance here tonight is 76,211. The 4th largest crowd in Big 12 championship history. And Herbie, just to make you feel good for some points, Montana 51, Stephen F. Austin nothing today.
I'll tell you what, Montana got a little bit of a scare last week. Now they're on fire, and what a big game next week with Appalachian State.
30 below in Montana next week, 6 inches of snow. We welcome. No,
okay, I was like, wow. 10-day forecast from Brent. Happy State.
High kick is fielded by Paul at the 5-yard line. Paul explodes, looking for the big play. There is their best burst with the football all night. They only had 55 yards of offense.
You and I almost fell out of the booth. We were so excited this time to see Niles Paul hit a crease here against Texas. Gets away with a little bit of a hold there from one of his blockers, but he's able to show what he can do on not only special teams, but Niles Paul, I think tonight, if Nebraska is going to get back in the game and have a chance to win it, this is the guy that they have to get the football into his hands. He's a playmaker.
43 yards on that return. That's the good news. The bad news is this offense has to go 52 yards. They haven't shown us they can do that yet. They are 1 of 12 on third downs here tonight. Here's the swing pass to Helou. Covered. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And, of course, the Big 12 Conference is affiliated with the Fiesta Bowl. And if Nebraska wins this, they would head there. But if Texas wins this and goes to the championship game, the Fiesta Bowl will wind up with the second pick, and they have a choice. And so the Dr. Pepper Big 12 update, that shows you the rest of the bowls, the Cotton and the Holiday and the Alamo and the rest of them. Second down and 10. Complete. Their biggest pass play of the night, and Brandon Kenny, and that is their first down since the opening quarter of this football game.
Great throw, but Brent, watch how Kenny works back to the football. By working back to the football, he was able to get to the inside of Earl Thomas, who looks like he's ready to make a play there, 12, but by coming back to the football, he gained a little bit of momentum and accelerated as he caught the ball, and that's what allowed him to get by Thomas and pick up the first down.
14 yards was the gain on that play. Now they come back with Burkhead. Hit by Lamar Houston.
Brent, you made a point about Mike McNeil, the tight end, who's been playing a lot of H-back tonight, number 44 for Nebraska. He's been shuffling in and out of the game, and whether it's McNeil or it's Ben Cotton, whoever ends up being in position, they've got to be able to stretch Texas's defense vertically with somebody. And if Niles Paul, the receiver...
They got time running down on him. Hurry, look at that again.
Another
third quarter.
But, Brent, if Niles Paul's not going to do it, they've got to slip a tight end behind the coverage and try to get him the ball downfield.
Yeah, that would be something. Maybe they'll try that. Yep. Legendary coach and now athletic director Nebraska, Tom Osborne. And Herbie, do you remember his former quarterback by the name of Turner Gill is doing so well at Buffalo?
Yes.
We were told tonight that he is the leading candidate for the Kansas coaching job. And what a great choice that would be. As down the near sideline, up in the air, incomplete. Second man in. Great teamwork in that secondary. Thomas and Curtis Brown, and they jar it loose.
Well, I think initially Paul makes this catch. He gets around Brown, but watch Earl Thomas come over and separate him from the football. Great job by one of the top defensive backs in college football. Paul makes the catch behind Curtis Brown, and eventually Earl Thomas comes over to separate the football. Exactly thought he finally had a big completion that he's been desperately looking for throughout the whole game.
Here's 3rd and 10. Screen, nothing doing. Keenan Robinson, number 1 from Plano, Texas, makes the tackle.
He was waiting the entire time for Burkhead. 3rd down against this offense. You're thinking draw, maybe a screen. Eddie Jones gets his hand up, almost knocked the ball down. But this Texas defense, again, well-schooled. Jones misses it, but Keenan Robinson was fighting his way through Keith Williams the entire way and knew exactly where the ball was going.
Henry hangs one high for Shipley. Fair catch signal at the 10-yard line. So when we come back, we'll give you a Heisman Trophy update. How good is the Nebraska defense here tonight? Herbie, Texas was held to 8 yards. 8 yards of offense in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to start now on their own 10-yard line. They lead it. They did have a field goal. They're up 10-6. McCoy coming over to the left, incomplete, and a penalty flag is called again. I think the Texas bench helped with this call a little bit, and Bo is very upset. Eric Hagg, the defender on Shipley.
Defense, number 29, 15-yard penalty, first down.
25, 29, eventually we'll get 28.
Brent, Eric Hagg's second time that he's been called. He's in man coverage. The thing that continues to get him is he doesn't look for the football. And as an official, they're almost programmed The contact is late, but he doesn't turn his head around until the football is already by him. And for an official, that's a quick sign right away to call pass interference on a defender.
First down and 10. Pump fake. Gonna go deep. Got Kirkendall. Juggle incomplete. James Kirkendall was headed for the end zone and couldn't hold on.
Well, they finally went after Alfonso Denard one of the first times tonight, Brent, and it's a double move. Kirkendall hesitated earlier in the route, and Colt McCoy gave it a little shoulder fake, and that's where Denard, being aggressive like the rest of this defense, started to come up to make the play, and he had exactly what he wanted. That's the matchup. Kirkendall just unable to hold on to the football.
Second and 10. Comes Puncher. Gomes trying to get there. Can't. Incomplete. It is third down and 10.
This defensive line gets a lot of credit, and they should. But tonight, Bo Pelini and the secondary, and I'm talking about not just 4 guys. I'm talking about sometimes 6 and sometimes 7. They have matched up so well on the Texas offense and the routes, but also, Brent, they're giving them so many different looks. You're going to see it again right here. Third down, the 4 down linemen can get pressure, but they also like to bring pressure from 7 Gomes a lot of times too.
Penalty flag prior to the snap. The umpire's got a false start.
False start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Michael Huey.
You know why he's moving? He's got Sue right across from him, trying to get a little bit of a head start on 3rd and 10. A little nervous there.
If you're an NFL team, you could be looking at the surest thing that you're going to see as far as youngsters are concerned, and he's a defensive tackle. McCoy's going down again. That time, Crick, along with Turner, did the job, and McCoy a little bit slow getting up, and he's hobbling off just a touch.
Fritz, 3rd down and long. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensive backs in the game. Where is Colt McCoy going to throw the football? And when you combine that with a defensive line that's getting so much pressure, Colt McCoy doesn't have much of a chance.
Tucker standing back in the Texas end zone. Paul waits near midfield. Penalty flag. Line judge threw it. Believe he's got a false start on the horns.
False start. Offense number 21. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Nebraska has stayed in the game despite all of their problems on offense. They have given themselves a chance as a 2-touchdown underdog. 4th and 28. Coming down to 13 minutes. Tucker booms one. Paul's got it. Good field position coming up. 30, 25, punter to beat. Stretches free, still going. And it'll be 1st and goal for Nebraska. A 43-yard punt return.
Brent, you just made a point that this is what Nebraska wants, to be around in the 4th quarter. Some great blocks on a middle return. Eric Martin, who blocked a punt earlier, does a good job of picking up a block. And here again is Niles Paul getting into the open field. We saw it earlier on a kickoff return, setting up Zach Lee with about as good a field position as you could hope for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
TCU and Cincinnati fans are on their feet. Burkhead will be the eye back. Burkhead picks up about a yard behind the left side. Smith and Williams blocking over there, and Ben Alexander makes the stop for the Horns.
Keep in mind, they cannot pick up a 1st down here. It's 2nd and goal. This drive started right at about the 10-yard line, so you cannot pick up a first down. They've got to get this football into the end zone or settle for a field goal.
Rex Burkhead is the I-back. And Ndamukong Suh is now the fullback, the lead fullback. They knew it was coming in that direction. The Horns were ready for 93. Nolan Brewster and McElroy met the point of attack. They blew the play up.
That Nolan Brewster submarine Suh. He goes right underneath him. That's one way to deal with a big defensive tackle who's in to play fullback. But McElroy, Gideon, and Brewster that time blowing that play up. 1 for 13 on the night.
And a timeout has been called by Nebraska.
Second
facing a 3rd and goal. A field goal, and they'd still trail by 1, but they would be that much closer. If you're pulling for BCF chaos, this play is for you. 3rd down and goal for Zach Lee and Nebraska to take the lead. He's back. Throws, fade, far Turner, calls, got it, out of bounds. No. Side judge was right there. And Brandon Kinney, the intended target, number 84.
Great call by the official, makes the catch. The left foot will come down first, and it does come out of bounds. Very, very close. Shockey Brown took a peek a little bit prematurely, and it allowed Kenny to get the separation, and Bo Pelini thought, come on. He even dropped his gum on that one. He's so fired up. Then he threw it.
Alex Henry to make it a 1-point game. A 28-yarder. He does. We got a 1-point game at 11.5 minutes to go. We welcome you back to the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship. Just past the top of the hour, 11:34 to go with Kirk Herbstreit and Lisa Salters. I'm Brett Musburger. Texas clinging to a 1-point lead now. Kanalik will kick it off. Goodwin, the speedster, is back deep with Williams for the Horns. Line drive. Goodwin slips and he's down. He's down right there at the 1-yard line. The defense will be able to tee it up at the 1-yard line. Take a look at this.
Well, the true freshman many times this year has been sensational for Texas, but this time just loses his footing as he's catching the football. The correct call being made there. And this is exactly what the Texas offense did not want to see for an offense that's been struggling the entire second half.
Colt McCoy trots back onto the field in this half. Colt McCoy has completed only 1 pass, but he has punted twice. Think about that for a minute now, what I just said.
Wow. Hey, Brent, that replay that we just saw, he never had possession of the football when he went down and touched his knee.
There's a penalty flag. The referee, they have a false start.
Offense, number 24, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Lead back Antoine Cobb.
Pushed it back about as far as it could go. You know, for those of you wondering who are Texas fans, you cannot review that play on the kickoff return.
1st and 10, trying to get a little daylight, trying to come out from their own end zone here. As fine a defensive performance as you would ever want to see, especially when you consider the amount of time that they've spent on the field.
Brent, not only the time, because they don't look gassed or winded at all, but the fact that they're facing an offense, for the most part, has had its way going through the Big 12, putting up 43 points a game. And I know they've had some non-offensive touchdowns, but Colt McCoy the last 5 weeks has been on fire.
He's on 2nd down in the end zone. It's close. No signal for safety. He was able to get the ball out. And Ndamukong Suh again.
Well, Huey and Chris Hall have had their hands full the entire game. This time, poor David Snow gets in on the act. Texas very, very close to giving up a safety here. Getting Nebraska within. Sue made the play again. He's been all over the field.
Folks, when's the last time you saw in college now a defensive tackle dominate a football game like 93 has for Nebraska? Colt's going to throw it out from the end zone. Diving catch at the 15-yard line. He goes to his buddy Shipley. Maybe the biggest pass completion of the season for the Longhorns. 15 yards, and they move the chains coming out for their own end zone.
Well, the play created some confusion because Malcolm Williams went to the outside and went up like it was going to be just a look pass, a quick pass from Colt McCoy. It confused the Nebraska defense just enough for Shipley to wiggle through the secondary and find a crease.
Inside shuttle pass the third time tonight, using Newton to the 20-yard line and picking up about 4 yards on that play before Sue and Crick bring number 23 down.
That's probably been the most consistent play that Colt McCoy in Texas has run. 3 or 4 different times tonight we've seen that little shovel pass to Newton, and it's picked up a lot of yards. It's all about taking advantage of Sue and the rest of that defensive line because of how quick they're getting the pass rush.
McCoy back on second down, fires complete. Out to the 36-yard line, Malcolm Williams. And that's a 16-yard gain. And for the first time tonight, Colt McCoy is starting to breathe fire in this offense.
He sure is. And that time he had just enough time to be able to deliver the football. And Malcolm Williams finally getting some separation from the Nebraska coverage. Something we've not seen a lot of.
Going down again at the 30-yard line, and that was Ndamukong Suh hitting him first, and that should be the 8th sack of the night turned in by the Nebraska D.
You know, I think they might come up with a new rule for Suh. Can he count 5 steamboats before he comes in and puts pressure? This is almost getting unfair. He's just having his way with this offensive line. McCoy looked to go to Shipley, but because it was a long developing play, a double move, it requires a little bit more time to be able to throw that pass, and he didn't have the time.
2nd and 16. He's going to put it up again. Deflected. Incomplete. That was Hag, the defender. It was on Kirkendall, who was coming across.
Now, Brent, we've seen Malcolm Williams and James Kirkendall in the last 2 or 3 weeks really come on. And Colt McCoy and Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator, have talked about their growth this year and how it's taken pressure off of Colt and Jordan Shipley. But tonight, we've not really seen a lot from Kirkendall. We've seen a couple drops, and finally, the previous play, Malcolm Williams was able to make a catch. But this has not been a good night for the supporting cast of Jordan Shipley.
Now, Shipley is in the slot, his comfort zone on this 3rd and 16. But McCoy is going to go sideline. Williams reaches up and grabs it near midfield. 12th first down on 3rd and 16.
3rd and 16, Brent. It's a double move. They bring pressure. Obviously, they're trying to get to him. Little bit of a shake, and you know what happened again to Denard? Watch, he gets beat off the line of scrimmage. Malcolm Williams uses his size at 6'3" to go up and over Denard at 5'10".
Quarterback draw. 8 yards, tough yards for McCoy.
Not forget where this drive started. This ball was way back inside their 1-yard line after the penalty. And Brent, you talked about a Heisman moment. And I know he doesn't have great numbers to talk about a Heisman, but this drive is huge for Colt McCoy, and it's the best he's been all night.
Still has to finish it off, Herbie, against a very tough D. 2nd down and 2 at the Nebraska 43. Inside handoff, and nothing doing is Dillard. He was there as quick as a handoff on Newton, wasn't he? And here comes your third down again. And you look at the third down conversion for the Longhorns, only 5 of 16 tonight. Trotting in is Fozzie Whitaker. They will split him out wide. Normally they have been emptying the backfield in this situation. Someone has to keep an eye on McCoy with this formation. Third down. Fires in underneath, and he's got the first down. Goodwin, the freshman, makes the catch across the 40-yard line, and the chains move.
What a great catch here by the true freshman, known for his speed, but he has shown America this year that he's more than a track man playing football. He's a football player. This is a great catch at a crucial moment in this game. The ball is thrown low, and behind him does a good job of adjusting and making that catch, and they really now are starting to attack Denard, 15, the corner to the near side.
Roll to the right, throw underneath to Buckner. Pick up a couple of yards on that play. Amakamara knocks him out of bounds on that far side in front of the Nebraska bench. Inside of 6 minutes now. 1-point game. Texas leading 10-9.
Mack Brown has to be pleased to see his offense being the aggressor. They're dictating the tempo instead of the other way, which is the way it's been most of this game. Now they're trying to attack Nebraska to get them back on their heels and continue to move this ball.
2nd and 8. Screen to Shipley. Won't get there. It'll be third down coming up for Texas.
DeJuan Gomes has played about as well as you can play. Versatile athlete. Comes in as a 6th defensive back. He's been blitzing. He's been in coverage. He's been in run support. Does a good job of pushing the play back into the inside where Cameron Meredith eventually makes the play.
Third down again for McCoy and the Longhorns. Fire short of the first down and taken away by Gomes. Gomes has got it. Intercepted. What a play by Gomes. It looked like Buckner had the catch and Gomes took it away.
Unbelievable effort here by Gomes. We just talked about his versatility and how important he and Eric Hagg have been tonight to this Nebraska defense. Fred, it looked like Buckner made the catch, but at the last moment as he's going down, look at him strip the ball before Buckner touches the turf. Gomes rips the ball away from him in a tenacious effort and attitude to get that football back to Nebraska.
The junior from Hayward, California. Now Zach Lee and the Cornhusker offense will see if they can do anything. Handing off, keeping down the middle. Fine play by Zach Lee. Had everybody fooled on the handoff to Burkhead, kept it himself, and he's out near midfield. The longest run from scrimmage of the night for Nebraska, and it's 17 yards, Herbie.
They didn't block Lamar Houston. He was reading Lamar Houston, and Lamar Houston was in no man's land. He committed down on Burkhead. Great read that time by Zach Lee, and he gets upfield in a hurry.
They have a kicker with a huge leg, remember. First down and 10. Burkhead again, this time slamming behind the left side. Let's go to Matt Weiner quickly in New York.
All right, Brett, on ESPN.
Great performance by Spiller in that game. Here a 2nd down and 5. An option look. Lee is going to pitch. Burkhead will be short of the first down. Houston.
It's very, very tough to try to get the football to the outside. Zach Lee needs to attack a little bit better on Acho. He's able to get around Acho, but Aaron Williams as a cornerback showing you he's willing to be physical coming up along with Lamar Houston, the big defensive tackle. That play did not have a chance to the outside there.
Texas and Nebraska fans, both sides up. 3rd and 4 at the 3:22 mark. Zach got one-on-one, got the first down. and then some. To the 30-yard line, Brandon Kinney, the 6'3" sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri. A 16-yard gain, and they are moving into field goal range.
Kenny, second time this half, showing a great opportunity on third down to make a catch. He's going up against Curtis Brown. He makes the catch about a yard short of the first down, but look at the effort after he makes the catch, not only fighting through Brown, but the Texas Longhorns leading tackler Roderick McElroy also slipped through his hands as well.
We are 30 yards away from BCS chaos. And here is Lee's handoff. Burkhead behind the left side. They have finally found a little running room. Robinson makes the stop, but Keith Williams and Mike Smith. Smith is a junior from Vegas. Williams is a junior out of Missouri. And they are opening just a little bit of a crease for a couple of yards. The field goal kicker, Alex Henry, has a 57 career long and 46 long this season. Second down now. Clock coming down toward the 2-minute mark. Here's Burkhead into the middle. Here comes another of those third down.
All right, Brent, third down here, under 2 minutes. Looks like we're going to get a timeout here by Texas. Mac Brown jumping down the field. They're going to be down to 2 timeouts now. But you think about Nebraska and what they want to do here, and we'll talk more when we come back about strategy. What a decision Bo Pelini has.
Well, MetLife is providing today's aerial coverage. Visit MetLife.com to learn more about MetLife's long history of providing coverage at major sporting events.
Got to get the football to the middle of the field. Brent, you talked about Henry and how he's capable of making these kicks. Run it off to the right, get it in the middle of the field, and kick about a 42-yard field goal.
That's exactly what they're doing, Herbie. Just exactly what you said they would do. Get it to the 25. Now, Alex Henry has kicked 7 of his last 8 field goal attempts successfully, all right? He has hit 3 here tonight, and the second Nebraska field goal was the Big 12 championship record. That was 52 yards. And he has, against Colorado, I believe it was, last year, he has kicked a 57. Now, that's what he's done here tonight. So they're bringing him on out. Number 90, junior from Omaha, Nebraska. This is an amazing performance that without the offense really chipping in until late, the defense gave Nebraska a chance to upset a heavily favored Texas Longhorn team.
And Colt McCoy needs to get his dauber up here, because even if they make this field goal, Colt McCoy is going to have plenty of time with the timeout to get down into field goal range himself.
43-yarder. On its way, he's got it. Nebraska takes the lead. We are a minute 44 away from BCS chaos.
There was no doubt. I mean, Henry has the confidence. You talked about the streak he was on coming into this game. He's hit some big kicks, and it's textbook tonight for Nebraska. Great defense, special teams, taking advantage of some turnovers. They knew if they could hang around for 4 quarters that they could find a way to win it in the 4th quarter, and now it comes down to their defense once again against Colt McCoy.
Cincinnati faced this in the snow earlier today in Pittsburgh, and they answered the bell and drove down the field for the winning touchdown to win the Big East. They are one of the teams on pins and needles right now. TCU would be the other if Nebraska can hang on. One of those two, in all likelihood, will go to Pasadena to play Alabama for the national championship. It's out of bounds, and it comes to the 40-yard line. Oh, that's great field position on the penalty.
Wow, and they're working to get into field goal range themselves. What a break for Colt McCoy in Texas. Now they have to go against Sue in this defense, but outstanding field position.
Of course, after this game, we've got late local news over most of these stations. On ESPN, we'll have SportsCenter post-game analysis of these games. Could this be a day in which both Tim Tebow and Colt McCoy go down to huge losses? Now, Colt McCoy's got a lot of time. He has one timeout to work with here. Very talented receivers. And here we come.
As a quarterback, these are the moments you hope for with the ball in your hands and the game on the line.
The middle to Shipley, and Shipley runs free. And there's a penalty flag. Another one. Flags flying as Shipley broke to the 42-yard line.
We're going to get a horse collar tackle that time. Larry Asante trying to chase down Jordan Shipley from behind.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So instead of a 19-yard completion, it is a 34-yard gain.
It's right at the end of the play. Asante comes in trying to catch up. Easy call for the officials, and another second big break for Texas, on this such an important drive here for Colt McCoy.
Now Hunter Lawrence, he has been red hot as a kicker of late too. Texas is down a pair back. McCoy will take off, and it'll be second down coming up.
This is where Mac Brown feels so good about this situation, because he's got Colt McCoy, who's been in these similar situations, and he knows what to do. He knows how to work the clock. He knows subconsciously where you have one timeout, you know where you need to get, where you need to get your field goal kicker lined up to have confidence to kick the game-winning field goal.
Texas wants to hurry up here. They don't want to have to burn this last timeout because the play clock is coming down inside of 10. They've got to hurry it up a little bit. Plenty of time now. He settles in at 5. Quarterback draw, and he bounces back out to the left side, and Gomes wrestles him down for a yard loss.
They need some more yards, I think, to feel like this is a no-brainer. The clock's ticking. Texas's offense trying to get organized here. Got one more play here before the field goal attempt. Better hurry up.
Third down and 13. Roll pocket right. Throw it out of bounds and stop the clock. Wait a minute. Did the game end? Nebraska thinks it's over. McCoy may have run the clock out. Mack thinks there's a second left. I thought there was a second left. I think Bo Pelini should settle down the Nebraska sideline. I think they can look at the clock in this situation. I thought there was a second.
The previous play is under further review.
They will look at the clock. Let's check it out. Here's the replay that they will be watching upstairs. There's the game clock is what is important.
And the ball lands with 1 second.
1 second left.
1 second left on the clock.
1 second left on that clock right there. I thought I was back in the Alamo Bowl a few years ago with Michigan and Nebraska, with guys running all over the field out there. And now Bo, he's got to get over Buddy over there. Now remember, Ndamukong Suh has blocked 3 kicks this year.
After further review, there's 1 second left on the game clock. Fourth down.
So here we go. Hunter Lawrence. The line of scrimmage, I believe, was up around the 29, wasn't it, on the incompleted pass? So it'll be up at around the 29-yard line. What is that, about a 46-yard field goal? That's no gimme.
No, not at all.
That is no gimme here. Now, this coming down to the last play of the night. A BCS championship appearance on the line for Texas. Cincinnati and TCU. The reason why we're not saying who's going to be the winner in that, it'll go to the vote. There will be the human voters, the coaches, there'll be the Harris poll, and it'll be the computers that will have to sort that out if Hunter Lawrence does not make this field goal. So here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. Your 46-yarder.
Pelini just called a timeout, trying to freeze Lawrence.
He's got to calm himself down.
Calm himself down, yeah. But I was really surprised at how casual Colt McCoy, as a veteran quarterback, really was there with that timeout.
I'm going to suggest that he was looking at the play clock and not the game clock.
I don't know.
He had a lot more time on the play clock as he rolled right. He didn't realize the game clock was coming, but I certainly agree with you.
I mean, you would expect Colt McCoy, maybe he's a little woozy, but there's the game clock.
See, there's the play clock. Now, his vision.
He's taking his time, but he should know that he's under 10 seconds left. But look how casual he is as he just kind of rolls to his right and then eventually gets rid of the ball. But nonetheless, they still have the 1 second.
Your 46-yarder. For everything. Got it. Texas goes to Pasadena.
They're great. They played really well up front. We've got to do a great job in our next game.
Now, we've talked about style points all season long. You don't believe in that. Given how close this game was, where do you think you'll be ranked?
I think we'll be ranked number 2 going to Pasadena, and that's what should happen. That's what we said the whole time. This was a great win for Texas.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Congratulations.
Jordan Shipley is the holder. Greg Smith snaps it back. And Hunter Lawrence will do the rest. Just slipped it in.
Brett, as a baseball player, you want the bat in your hands in the bottom of the 9th inning. A basketball player, you want to have the ball in your hands. And as a kicker, you want to have a chance to win this game. And Hunter Lawrence shows you that he's got the nerves to be able to handle it. And Colt McCoy and the rest of the Longhorns can only imagine the jubilation, what they're feeling as they're able to escape Bo Pelini in Nebraska. Oh, my gosh. What a game.
An amazing comeback. And remember, it went down to instant replay. Instant replay put the second back on the clock, which was legitimate. As the ball went out of bounds, you saw the clock count down. Talk about a heartbreaking loss. And I've got to say that Ndamukong Suh, number 93 of Nebraska, played as fine a defensive football game as I have ever seen.
I'm with you. That was a dominating performance. And you mentioned the 1 second, Brent. It was the right call once they went upstairs and reviewed it.
Back to Lisa.
Thanks, guys. Colt, tell me, what were you thinking when that ball left Hunter Lawrence's foot?
I love Hunter to death. He's clutch. He works for those situations, and he always tells me, get inside the 30 and he'll make it do. So, I think tonight Nebraska's defense played outstanding. Our defense played outstanding. You got to give them all the credit in the world. We had so many things not go our way tonight, but we were able to find a away.
Colt, what happened that last play from scrimmage that you had when you threw the ball out of bounds? Time almost ran out. What happened with management there?
Well, there was 15 seconds left. The line got a little bit confused, so I rolled out and threw out of bounds. Expecting there to be 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock. They rushed the field early. I knew there was time on the clock left.
So did you know that you had a second or two left, or you were just told?
No, I did. I saw the clock before the snap. I knew if there was a lane, I was going to get on the right side, call timeout for Hunter. So he likes it on the right side, but it works.
All right. And why did you struggle so much tonight?
Nebraska's defense is great. They're one of the best I've played. They did their job tonight. We were able to find a way in the end.
All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations, guys.
Well, a reminder for everybody that still ahead of us, that will be the Ford wrap-up and a defensive struggle to the bitter end here in Texas as we take a look at the Pacific Life game summary, Herbie.
The game was dominated by both the defenses. You can see at the end of the day, neither team had a great night. It was a battle of wills. The two defenses played so well, but at the end, Hunter Lawrence made the play to win it.
There's Hunter with Lisa.
Thanks, guys. Hunter, what was going through your mind?
The defense is playing great. Colton and them just got a drive at the very end there, got me in position. I knew I had to make it, because they've been working their butt off this whole game. That defense is awesome, and I'm just glad I can make it for the team.
They called a timeout, tried to ice you. You had some extra time to think. What do you think about in a situation like that, knowing that your national championship hopes are on the line?
I tried not to think about it, during the kick, but just kind of cleared my mind. I knew they were going to I figured they were going to ice me. When it happened, I just kind of walked back, took my steps, took it all over. Jordan came over and talked to me, just calmed me down. So,
what did they say? What did your teammates say to you?
Jordan actually told me a Bible verse, kind of calm me down. He's really good like that. He's always cool under pressure, as you can tell earlier in the drive. So it's amazing.
When did you know it was good?
It took me a while to realize it. At the very beginning, it went up, and I didn't realize what was going on until it went through, and I got tackled when I realized it. So
congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Brent.
Lisa, thank you very much. The kicker from a big athletic background. Both mom and dad were athletes. Father was at SMU, and so he was so cool under pressure. That was the one thing that struck me. And Herbie, let's wrap this up. Let's put a button on this. What are your feelings about today?
Just when it looked like we might have a chance for chaos, and we talked about the possibility of Nebraska hanging around, and they did everything that they needed to win this football game, but at the end Texas made enough plays in that last drive to be able to win it. Remember, they caught a break. The kickoff went out of bounds. There was a personal foul, 15 yards, that got them downfield. Without those two plays, I don't know if they have a chance to get down there and kick that field goal. So great effort by Nebraska. Texas gets their opportunity to finish undefeated, a Big 12 championship. Now we get Alabama and Texas in a national title. Game on.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was another Big 12 championship classic. Texas wins it on a final second field goal. Colt McCoy struggled all night long, but he led him down to the winning field goal. And now we're going to take you to Times Square for the Ford wrap-up. John Saunders and Jesse Palmer take it away from Cowboy Stadium, where another classic has unfolded.